Hi. Have you ever been singing and your voice cracked or just didn't sound that good? Well, hopefully I can help with that today. Hi, I'm Jaden Evans, and today I'm going to show you some vocal warm-ups that will help you hopefully reduce your voice cracks, or at least get yourself to a point where you feel nice and ready in order to perform. So the first thing that I'm going to show you how to do today is breathing, and then we will move on to some range exercises. After that, we will do our vowels and then finish with our consonants. I've been taking voice lessons for 2 years, and I am the president of our audition choir at Wyoming High School. I know lots about the voice, and I am very experienced in the field of performing and singing. So, the first thing that we're going to do with these exercises is breathing. The reason breathing is so important is because everything we do with our voice and speaking and presentations has to do with your breath support, which is how much breath you're taking in and how long you're using this. When we are doing breathing, what we want to do is decrease the amount of breaths we take and increase the amount of length that they let us use. So, what we're going to do first with our breathing exercises is we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds and then breathe out for 4 seconds. And then you will increase by 4 seconds every single time. And now I will demonstrate. As you can see, I breathed in for 4 seconds and then I breathed out for 4 seconds. And then you increase your time. You want to continue to keep on doing this until you breathe out and you have no air left. The next thing that we go on to after we finish our breathing exercise is our scale exercises, which are your top and your bottom range. I like to work my way down the scale first and then up the scale because usually your upper range is harder to produce than your lower range. The first exercise that I like to do is an eval. In order to make this eval, you are going to put lots of space in your mouth between your soft and hard palate. Your hard palate is the bottom of your mouth, and your soft palate is the top back of your mouth. You want to make sure that they're far away from each other and as open and tall as possible. What we're going to do with this eval is cascade down and then continue to go lower and lower every single time we do it. And now I will demonstrate. One tip and trick that you want to do with this is you want to make sure that you're making an I and not an E vowel. If we're singing with an E vowel, it is going to sound very bright and very rich. And the reason we don't want that is because not only is that harder on your throat to produce, but that also uses more breath. When you're using an vowel, the breath comes out naturally and you don't have to use as much. So instead of singing E, you would want to sing on that instead of that E vowel. You continue to do this until you get to the lower remnants of your range. For me, it would be around here. Because I cannot sing much lower than that. Once you finish this, you want to do your scales, but you would like to go the opposite way to your top range. One of my favorite exercises for this is hip and ha. There's two things we have in music called staccato and legato. Staccato means it is short, and legato means it is long. When we are doing the hip-ha exercise, we sing hip staccato, and we sing ha legato, and you increase every single time, such as this. Hip, 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 ah. Again. Hip, 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 ah. And higher. Hip, 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 oh. You notice that I am making the hips short and the haws long. I will demonstrate again. Hip, 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 ho. And then you would go into the high remnants of your range. For me, it would be around here. Hip, 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 oh. And now you are done with your scale exercises. The next thing we are going to move on to is vowels. Vowels are extremely important when you're singing because they change your tone from a more conversational tone to a more performance tone. So, what we're going to do for our vowel exercise is sing the Alleluia. What we do with this is make sure we have the space, like I was talking about with the and the breathing. You want to keep this space and breathe into your diaphragm. And when you breathe out, you want to make sure you're staying very tall. You want to sound almost British in a sense, like there's peanut butter in the roof of your mouth. You want to keep lots of space and you want to sound very formal. So, like this. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. And you would continue to go until you get the high remnants of your range. The reason we do this exercise is to make sure we're staying tall and there's lots of space in your mouth so you pronounce your vowels very beautifully. Now that we're finished with our vowel exercise, we're going to move on to our consonants, which is my favorite exercise. So what we're going to do for this is B by B. Basically, this is a phonetic sound. What we're going to do is sing this pattern over and over again, and you're going to change the first letter. It's easier to demonstrate this and catch along than explain it because it's a lot harder to do because it's something you have to memorize. Let me demonstrate. B by B, B by bo, B by biggie biggie by biggie bo, biggie by bo, B biggie by bo boo. T tie T, T tie toe, T tie ticky ticky tie ticky toe, ticky tie toe, T ticky tie toe too. Li li li, li li lo, li li licky licky li licky lo, licky li lo, li licky li lo loo. You repeat that pattern, you repeat the sound, the rhyming, but you change the first letter every single time. And you can do that as many times as you want. I usually like to do it about 5 times to warm myself up. And once you finish that, I like to end with a little more breathing. I do the exact same exercise that did at the beginning. So I'm going to breathe in for 4 and out for 4. And then in for 4 and out for 8. And then you are done with your vocal exercise. The reason I like to do vocal exercising and the reason it's so important to do is because it really warms up your voice so you have a very good quality, you have a very good tone, and you're very ready and you're very performance ready to sing so you can do things such as this. Good